First, I want to know is there any non-native Castilian or Catalan speaker here? Can you raise your hands? Okay, at least one. Okay, because obviously my English is not very good. I didn't speak English for 1 year, more or less. My English is a little bit rusty, but it's a good chance to be out of my comfort zone. My name is David Bonilla, David Bonilla for you, English speaker. I work as a developer, CEO, or whatever you want. I'm the husband of Candela, the proud father of Irene, my little daughter of 2 years. And Danny, my second son, will be here on January. The expected deadline is January the 4th. But you know that estimations are just estimations. I'm the founder of, one of the founders of Otogami.com. It's one little startup. But I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about my team. This is part of my team. I miss Damien, our front-end developer. And I want to talk to you about what we do and why we work with our own framework. It's important. We have been funded. Last November, we received 330,000 euros, and we hired 2 more persons. And it was a challenge to change how we work. And I want to tell you what we did, how we failed, and what we learned. But before talking about what we do and how we do that, I think that the most important question is why we do what we do right now. And to help me, I'm going to use the golden circle. It's a very good tool to explain which is the soul of one company, the vision of one company. So what we want to do is to change e-commerce. We think that e-commerce is broken right now because there are some niches, some markets, where the business model is hide information to the users, make very difficult to compare different offers of the same product. It's really true. What we want to do to try to fix e-commerce is provide neutral, accurate, and updated information to the users. A kind of Google, but for niches. That's it. Just be transparent and give all the information to the users. And we have Otogami.com. It's a price comparison engine for video games, but this is not important. It's just the implementation. We can do the same thing with running shoes, with insurance, with whatever you want. With all this vision in our mind, well, we create Otogami. But Otogami, as I told before, it's just the first product. And then we launched Runix. It's pretty much the same thing, but for running shoes. It was a very bad idea, It was our first fail to have the same name for one product and for the company. It was a very bad idea. So we need to iterate and obviously find one name for our startup because Otogami is confusing because we have more products. Right now we have these 2 products, different websites, different tools, but in the future we want to have more and we want to be in different markets. Right now we are in Spain and Germany, but we want to be in the States, UK, France, all over the world. We had a very clear vision about what we want to do, and we come from the IT service background. We have a service provider context. We were newbies in the startup scene, but we had a lot of experience developing software, years and years and years. And we had also a lot of experience with agile methodologies. We thought that Agile is the proper way to do things. We are not Agile experts. I'm not going to teach you nothing. I'm not going to sell you services or consultancy or whatever. My approximation to Agile is pragmatic. But I work as project leader for a lot of years, and I had a lot of experience with Agile methodologies. So we thought, OK, we have a very clear vision. We had experience about Agile, and we thought that what we need to do was just to change, to tweak our framework to adapt it to the startup context, the startup environment. It's slightly different, but it's pretty much the same theme. We also were lean, of course. We read the book from Eric Ries, and, well, we thought that this was the proper way to do things. So we have a clear vision, we had a proper framework, and we thought that the approach was perfect. What could be wrong? Our approach to the startup process, to the process of creating one company, was apparently perfect. As engineers, we looked to the problem and we tried to solve it. And what we found? Well, the ugly truth. First thing, our business model. I didn't tell you how we get money. Right now, actually, our only business model is affiliate marketing. What it means? We send traffic to other shops. We don't sell directly. We just put the information, like Google, and we send traffic to other websites, mostly online shops. If the user buys something there, we get one commission, a percentage of the sale. That's it. The technical name of this business model is CPA, cost per acquisition. So if you use Otogami and you don't buy nothing, we get nothing. That's it. And the problem is that we don't get the last click. And this changed everything, because we can track if one specific visitor with one specific referral finally buys something in the online shop. Shops don't provide you this kind of information. So it's not so easy to try, inspect, and adapt when you don't have all the stats. The lean startup model is awesome for more common business models like one SaaS, for example. You have customers that pay you regularly, and that's it. But if you need to try something different and more specific like us, the reality is a concrete wall, believe me. The second thing that we learned is that internet is a lie. When you start to think about starting one company, to, I don't know, say, OK, I have a payroll, and I don't mind. I'm going to lose this security, but I want to try to do something different. I want to follow my dreams. And if you read, if you look for information in internet, you will get a lot of noise, but not a lot of signals. The message is, just do it. It's very, very, very easy. Just do it. You can do it. It's easy. If you are good, if you build very good products, you are going to get it. It's easy. Well, it's a lie. It's a lie. Everything is very difficult. Online business are very difficult. Yesterday, I met the Trovit CEO. They sold the company for 80 million euros. And he told me, you know what? Trovit, as a startup, has no sense, actually, right now. because getting traffic is so difficult right now that the problem is not technology, it's distribution. So be very careful about what experts say about startups, Silicon Valley, and all these stupid things. Internet is a lie. This is our real business plan. It's stupid. With perspective of time, it's completely stupid. And we know that it's a lie. It's a formal lie. It's a lie that makes you more comfortable when you are selling stupid things to your investors. And your investors know that this is a lie. But they feel more comfortable when you lie with this format. I don't know why. I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen with, not only with my company, but also with my life in the next 6 months. How can I imagine what is going to happen in 5 years? I have no idea. But I need to write one stupid Excel sheet saying, OK, I'm thinking that in 5 years I will conquer the world and all these stupid things. It's stupid. Don't spend a lot of time doing this stupid thing. And Agile. We talk about Agile. Well, what happened with Agile? First, finished work. What is finished work when you are working with one startup? One example. One sign-up form. OK, you have name, I don't know, mail, password, that's it. You submit the form, and that's it. It's finished work, isn't it? Well, no, because when you have one company, functionality is not the point. The point is conversion. The point is performance. So you start to think about, OK, probably I need to change the button. I need to change the color. Let's try to change the copy and see what happens. What about the mobile version? Because it's not performing very well. Oops, it's not working with the Opera browser. And more, and more, and more, and more. The definition of done, when you have one company, not one project, is very, very difficult. Second, inputs. Be careful about inputs. When your product, your web, your tool is public, you will start to receive a lot of stupid feedback. You can even receive fake feedback from your competitors. It happens. I think that this functionality is not very good. You should change that. But it makes no sense. You will receive a lot of inputs from users that say, I'm going to buy your product, or I'm going to use this as a help if you do this, 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 and this. It's not true. Even your investors, they have different goals. They want to get their money back as soon as possible. And probably it's not your goal. You have one strategy, and you want to do something different. So these theoretical inputs to grow your backlog don't work when you have public users, when you have an open user base, and they say whatever they want. Product backlog. Oh, my God. It was our main problem. When you have a company, not a project, when you're running a company, not a project, product backlog doesn't matter. And it was our biggest mistake. You don't need to work with features or stories. It doesn't matter. You need to work with hypotheses. You are creating one startup, a risky business. And it's a risky business because you need to try and test different business hypotheses. User stories don't matter. The user stories are the way to test your hypothesis. But when you come from the IT services background, when you are doing projects for your whole life, it's different, and it's very, very difficult to change your mind. You don't need to change or adapt your framework. You need to change your mind, to change the paradigm, and it's very difficult. We spent 1 year to realize that we were wrong. And last, a classic, a Scrum Master and Product Owner. Nobody wants to be Scrum Master and Product Owner within a small team. Nobody. And you can say, well, you can hire an external consultant, someone to help you. But at least in our case, it doesn't work because we don't have a fixed timetable. So I can say to external worker, OK, come here on Monday from 9 to 12 to supervise our, I don't know, retrospective. It doesn't work. So it's difficult because you don't have any person assigned to this role to try to improve the process, to improve the framework. So what do you think that happened with us? Obviously, we failed. And why we failed? Why we did? Well, first, because we couldn't measure. We didn't measure at all. I mean, we have pretty basic stats like visits, visitors, page views, our incomes, sales, things like that. But if you ask me, hey, how many people is clicking on that button, I have no idea. If you ask me which shop has better conversion, I have no idea. Because we couldn't measure with precision. We say, OK, we are not going to measure anything, just basic things. And it was a big, big, big mistake. The point is that when you are a developer, you always think that the value is creating more features, features. It's a disease, and the name is featureitis. When you talk with CEOs of successful startups, you realize that they have whole teams dedicated to create new features just to measure what they are doing. For example, Daxbor is one startup from here, from Barcelona, and I think that they have like 3 or 4 guys building things just to measure what the users do. We have 0. It was a big mistake. But the biggest mistake was that we work on features, as I told you before, not on hypotheses. When you are trying to create a profitable company, features don't matter. I mean, well, I want to create a public profile for the users, blah, 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 blah. I want to include one historical graph about prices and blah, 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 blah. Stupid. What you need to do is to try and test hypotheses. I'm going to spend €1 doing this thing, and I expect to get at least 1.1. That's it. This must be your main goal. Test hypotheses, not features. If you think that because you are going to build the greatest product in the history of the software products, you are going to success, you will fail. Technically, we are the best product in the market. We have no competitors, globally, I mean. But as a company, we fail. We are not profitable. That's it. And with all these things, well, August came, the summer, and this was our roadmap. Jedi developed Runits 1.0. and it was ready in June, our second product for running shoes. Jerónimo and me, we were working on the media platform. I told you that we are a kind of Google for niches, and we did the same thing that they have. They have Google AdSense, and we create a whole platform to integrate our ads with different media, and we publish different ads related to the content, like Google AdSense, obviously about video games and running shoes. And we launched the German version of the page. That's because our investors wanted to see that we can launch an international version of the page. That's it. This was our situation in August. And how we performed? Well, not very good. These are the real stats, or chats, sorry, of our monthly visits. Obviously, monthly visits, it's not the same thing of sales, but it's pretty much related. And as you can see, Otogami was not performing very good. First, because in April, we lost one of our biggest partners, actually the only partner we had in this moment, because they closed a different deal and they prefer to work with another company rather than with us. And as you can see, we lost a lot of traffic. We tried to do something to recover our traffic, and because of that, we invest money in one campaign in a different media. And the traffic rose, but when the campaign stopped, the traffic went down again. And it was a problem because we were in July, and the traffic in summer in Spain is horrible because people is thinking about the beach, summer, sun, not browsing stupid video games websites. So we had a problem because when you are one startup, you need to have a positive trend. I'm not talking about the hockey stick, the famous hockey stick, but at least you need to have a positive trend. And as you can see, we have spikes and valleys and a lot of things, but definitely it's not a trend. And about Runix, we will launch the first version in June, and it started to perform very well. Actually, it performed better than Otogami in just 1 month. But as you can see, OK, the traffic was good, but it was not very good. So the point is that at this point, all the decisions that we took were taken by instinct, not by metrics or by data. But we learned a lot. And I want to share with you what we learned. First, please use SEO. Please. Julio is the greatest one. And if he says, use SEO, use SEO. Because we are actually developers. We thought that SEO was smoke. And SEO consultants, well, smoke sellers or snake oil sellers. We are binary. We work with zeros and ones, and we didn't understand what was this about SEO. You must invest a lot of money, but you can't have any expected results because each website is performed a different way. So we thought we are not going to invest anything in SEO. And when I'm talking about investment, I'm talking about trying to develop one site designed for SEO. We say, we don't want to use SEO. Our product is awesome, and people is going to come to visit our website. We were grown. Second, growth means recurrency, because it's so difficult to get traffic to your website. If you don't have recurrency, you are dead. You need to have a very good recurrency rate to grow. That's it. If you get 1,000 users, new users each month, if you have a recurrency of 50%, you can grow 500 users per month. This is the most important thing about growing that we learned during these 6 months. And the last thing, and probably the most important thing, is that to think if you are really adding some value to the market, you need to calculate your friction. Friction is the effort or the time that you are asking to your user to spend to get the value that you are giving to them. Time or effort. And as developers, we thought that technology justifies itself just because you built it, because technology has one functionality. We were wrong. If you are providing more friction than value, your app, your technology, your website is going to be useless. Nobody is going to use it. So you need to calculate very good if the value that you are providing is higher than the friction that you are provoking. It's very, very important. About that, this is one game page in Otogami. The game is Assassin's Creed Unity. And as you can see, we have a lot of data here. The best prices for all the platforms, Metacritic score, our own score, user scores, descriptions, games or DLCs related, tags, developer, launch date, a lot of things. If you click on one of these buttons, you go to our offers page. And here you have all the editions, information about each edition, because each game has different editions, special editions. You have social buttons. You have information about the version, the languages, distribution, price, shipment cost, total cost, coupons, and you can click on this button and go to the final shop and buy there. That's it. Apparently, a lot of value. But the problem was that we were creating a lot of friction. You need to remember that you need to visit Otogami, search for the game there, select your platform, go there, see the table, select your edition, then select your favorite shop. And some people think, well, I'm going to save 2 or 3 euros. It's not too much. I prefer to go directly to Amazon and buy there. That's it. So we tried to create something different to remove friction. And we did that. It's just one example. This is Amazon, the page for the same game. And what we did was to create a browser extension. You install our browser extension, and you forget about it. That's it. And you browse, naturally, and when you are ready to buy one game, for example, this game, you are ready to click the button. If we find a better price, we show something like this, if you can see it. Just there, in the final page, in the shop. Hey, we found the game €5 cheaper in another website. If you want to buy it cheaper than here in Amazon, for example, just click on this link. That's it. We remove friction completely. But it's just one example. So our roadmap after August was Otogami 2.0, designed for SEO. After 2 weeks, we multiplied 10 times our search traffic. 10 times. We developed super search and perfect match for runnies, helpers for people that are not experts for running shoes. We try to help them to find the proper running shoes. If you are pronator or neutrum, if you are overweighted, if you, I don't know, you have a very bad style running, we try to help you. And we launched Power Up, the browser extension. And what happened? Well, we grew. These are the real stats. And I think that this is the last month, November. It's difficult to calculate because you don't have all the axes here. But since August, we are growing more or less 25% per month by month. And as you can see, we double the figures of August. And about our runnings, you can see that we have some kind of hockey stick. But, well, it was just because we are lucky. We wrote one blog post, and Google loved it. That's it. This This is why we have so many traffic. Now what? Because Instinct doesn't scale. We can't continue to working on this way, just with guts. We can't do that. So because of that, we know that this doesn't work for us, and we create another thing, what we call the Autogami framework. It's a work in progress. We are still iterating, and I'm going to explain you how it works. Well, first, we don't have any product backlog or feature backlog or whatever. First, because we have 2 products. And second, because we are one company, our goal is to be profitable. That's it. So we have a hypothesis backlog, and the structure is very simple. I'll get that if I do this. For example, if I create a public profile, probably people will start to share the public profile, and I will get more traffic or whatever. OK, we have this definition. We have a lot of hypotheses. We don't talk about features, just hypotheses. And to prioritize them, we try to calculate value and cost. We are not talking about stories, not yet. But it's easy to try to think if it's going to be hard to build the American version of Autogami or one public profile. It's easy to know which is going to cost us more or less. And after this first prioritization, we go deeper, creating stories, not only user stories, but also internal stories, and defining KPIs. And this is very important because sometimes you need to create another stories to get your KPIs. For example, if you change your mailing, mailing is one of the biggest traffic sources. And if you want to check if the click-through rate of your mail is high or not, if you want to improve that, for example, one hypothesis, if I send custom emails to each customers with offers of their platforms, PS4, PC, Mac, whatever, probably our click-through will be better, will improve. OK, if I want to measure that, I need to have something to track the clicks on these mails. I need to know how many mails I sent, how many mails were open, and how many mails were clicked. And probably this means another story. To help us to calculate that, we work with 2 different common methods. First, the Mendoza line. And with the Mendoza line, we define not what means success, because as I told you before, the definition of done is very, very difficult. We try to define what is a fail. If we don't get at least one rise of 5% in the click-through, probably this hypothesis failed. If at least 200 people share our public profile, if only 100 people just share our public profile, probably we fail. Probably this hypothesis failed. It's much, much easier to try to define what is a fail than try to define what is success. And the second thing is the burger method. I don't know if you know what is this, but well, the point is to try to define the minimum viable features that you need to test the hypothesis. And then you can bite the burger again and go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. That's it. When we have all the stories, we work with Kanban, but Kanban a la Autogami. What this means? Well, first, we think that it's better to work just in one hypothesis, to test one hypothesis, not 2. So we work just with the stories of one hypothesis, and that's it. This is our prioritization. But we book 20% of our time for commercial opportunities. When you have one company, you will receive a lot of calls with commercial opportunities. Hey, I have one blog, and I want to integrate your ads with my blog. Let's talk about it. Or, hey, I have a sport shop, and I want to be in Ranix. Give me some kind of support to be there. You have a lot of commercial opportunities, and it's very difficult to prioritize your work when third parties are calling to you. And, well, usually you hack your own Kanban, you hack your own process. It's, well, we are human beings, and it's natural. So what we do is to book 20% of our time, and if we need more than 20% of our time to attend this commercial opportunity, probably it's more than one commercial opportunity. If we really want to attend this commercial opportunity, and this means more than 20% of our time, probably it's another hypothesis. And if it is another hypothesis, probably, well, we need to use our framework win to define the cost, the expected value. And if we really think that this hypothesis is better than the hypothesis that we are currently working, it doesn't matter. We change our prioritization, but what we do is to prioritize all the tasks, all the stories of this new hypothesis, rather than the stories from the old hypothesis. Again, we try to work just in one hypothesis at the same time, just one. As you can see here, I'm not talking about products. I'm not talking about features. I'm talking about hypotheses. And this is because it's more or less the same thing, but we change the language, we change the approach, and we change our mind. We discover that we are not in love with our products or our ideas. We have a lot of ideas. I'm really in love with my team. This is another picture of my team with Damien and my wife, and she told me, please tell to the people that I am pregnant. I'm not so fat. As you can see, me and Jerai, we have the same belly of my wife, more or less, and we are not pregnant at all. I am really in love with my team, and my ultimate goal is to make them happy. I think that this is my most important role right now in the company, make them happy, and try to create a business model, a sustainable business model, to keep them working together. I really appreciate these people. I really appreciate working with them. And because of that, I need to create a business model to pay the payrolls. That's it. I don't care about Otogami or Ranix or whatever. It's not the goal. They're just ideas, products. What I want to do is get money, be profitable. This is the ultimate goal of one company. We are running one company, not one project. And that's it. I gave a talk last week in Madrid, and my official troll, Juan Quijano, was there, and he told me, you know what? I was there, and you look like, I don't know, like all this thing, it's painful, that you suffer a lot. And say, well, yeah, it's painful. It's painful because you work a lot of time, and you can see results. It's very difficult. But you know what? It's an incredible journey. We fail a lot, but we learn a lot. I think that it was funny. So if you want to do something like us, I expect or I hope that with this presentation, you will avoid some of our fails, our errors. Don't be afraid. I mean, you will find another ones. You will fail, probably. But seriously, it doesn't matter. You will learn a lot, and it will be funny, I promise. Thank you very much. Yes, if you want to. make some questions. The presentation is available there. Nobody? Perfect, easier. No worries.
My question is, I think it's very simple, is how do you measure the value of your hypothesis? Do you have any method you use, like, I don't know, t-shirt sizes or something like that?
You're talking about the value of the hypothesis?
Yes, yes.
It's pure common sense. I mean, for example, right now, we can measure the final sales. It's true. But we realize that we can measure the number of clicks to one shop. Mm-hmm. And, well, at the end of the month, we have a final number. We don't know if you, as user, buy something there, but we know that at the end of the month, this amount of clicks give this amount of money. That's it. So, for example, if we are testing one hypothesis to get more click out to this shop, we'll assign some approximate value to these clicks and say, okay, we think that we can get 10% more clicks to this shop. And the number, I don't know, it's 1,000 euros is this. So we try to define one specific number in euros. I think that this is going to give me this money. About how we calculate the cost, I calculate each working hour as an expense of 60 euros. Mm-hmm. It's just one number, but it's a kind of opportunity. So if it's a very high number, 60 euros, but I think that time is the most valuable resource that you have. Mm-hmm. And with all these two numbers, we try to calculate if it makes sense or if we need to try another thing.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
How much did it cost to you or to your users to accept the browser extension? You know what I mean? Has it been easy for you to make your users to install the browser? I read you had problems with some antivirus also. Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, about the browser extension, our problem was to remove friction. This was the hypothesis. We need to remove friction to get more users, to get more recurrency. And we had two ideas. We can remove the part on our website with the browser extension. And the other idea was to remove the part of the final shops. Try to charge ourselves. The problem was that we have some shops without any agreement with us. For example, Steam. They don't give us a penny if we send them traffic. So this means that if I charge for the games, and then I buy the games in the shop for my users, some sales will cost me money. So we try to do the other thing. And the problem was, as you say, how I'm going to get installations. Because usually people don't want to install anything in their computers. And we try. We test one hypothesis. In the video games world, there are a lot of YouTubers with a lot of followers. And they work as prescriptors. They are prescriptors. They play games, they record the games, and they have a lot of followers. And when I'm talking about a lot of followers, I'm talking about millions. So the hypothesis was, if I pay to these YouTubers, I I don't know, 50 euros, 50 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents per installation, I think that I can get a pretty big installation base in a short period of time. And we tried. To do this thing, we create a partner portal, track your own installations as YouTuber. You can see in real time how many installations are you getting. And we pay them for each installation. Obviously, we work in internal stories like controlling that the IP was not repeated, that just one person can't install more than one time, all these things. We tried the hypothesis, and to define the value, we wanted to get 5,000 installations at the end of the year. Right now, we have 10,000. So apparently, it works. The problem is that right now, I can give you the number of euros that we are getting for each extension. We need to measure that. We need to know how many money we can pay for each installation. And about the problem with antivirus, it's true. It's only in Firefox, apparently. And the problem was that Avast Antivirus, it's a free antivirus, is also developing a price comparison engine and with one browser extension. And what they did was to qualify as virus all the competitors. That's it. They say that their opinion is based on the opinion of other users. But the average rating of our extension in the Chrome store is 5 stars. So what can I say? It's horrible. I mean, it's the first time in my life that I thought about sending one cease and desist letter, because what they are doing to other developers, it's horrible. If you have Avast Antivirus, you will receive, and you install our extension, you will receive one pop-up, or you will see one pop-up saying, be very careful. This software is dangerous. And it's a lie. But this is internet. This is business. It's horrible, and right now we are not doing anything, but if they continue to do this kind of practice, probably we'll send some kind of cease and desist letter, because I think it's illegal. They can't do that. Okay, thank you very much.